What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all already know what it is. It's your favorite show for the middle of the week. It's that Hump Day Hotline. It's your boy, Jay Spence the King. My co-host, the guy that normally drives this thing, he is not with me today because he on vacation. So my man Joe Miller is gone. We got my man Sterling Steros for the girls from Cover One filling in. What's going on with your day, Sterling?
Hey, I'm just happy to be on the Hump Day, bro. To fill in, man.
Oh, no, you already know it's family. So like when Joe ain't here, it's you. When I'm not here, I don't know what Joe do, but when Joe ain't here, it's you. You might be.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it is what it is. So look, we had a show a couple weeks ago that we did together, and we talked about some things like as far as the draft, and we actually talked about a lot on that show. And we had my man Dave from Built in Buffalo on as well, and we had a really good show there. I kind of want to I'm gonna revisit some of the topics from there that night. I also want to talk about some current things. I want to start off the show first. Everybody, before we get into it, I see 69, 67, 72, 69. So it's fluctuating. All these people are just in this room right now. I need y'all to hit that like, subscribe, hump that like. Actually, I'm tripping today. It's Wednesday. Hump that like for me. Hit subscribe, like, and share it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever you on. Go ahead and share it for us. And we about to get right into this thing. So starting off, most recent relevant news for the Buffalo Bills this week. Brandon Beane has done it again, adding depth to the offensive line. Now, I know this isn't like depth like, oh, man, it's going to knock your socks off, but we signed Forrest Lamp. How do you feel about the signing of Forrest Lamp by our guy, Brandon Beane?
I like the move. I think it's a great depth signing. Forrest Lamp's a 6'3", 305-pound guard out of Western Kentucky. Drafted in 2017. I think he probably can end up starting. I mean, let's be real. This is a guy who is perfect for a zone blocking scheme. He's agile, can get to the second level. He shows the ability to recognize blitzes and stunts and so forth. I think he has really good technique. So I think he's gonna give Cody Ford a run for his money for sure.
Oh, okay.
It's a great move. It's a great
move. That was my question next. Because when you was like, I think he could end up starting, it's like, wait a minute. So who you talking? Like, you talking Feliciano or are you talking my man Cody? And I saw Cody. He tweeted today. I peep it. Like I peep. Like okay, yeah, you peep game. Get your game up.
Yeah,
get your game up. So the thing about Cody Ford. So Bruce and I were on the show Sunday, and one of the things that Bruce mentioned was that as much as Buffalo fans want to give our guy Cody Ford some love and we want to see him succeed, and I think I've kind of to some point finally got on his side, because I'm like, you know what, he hasn't played one position consistently. He's been doing like everything from, he started off as a right tackle, then we moved him to right guard, then we moved him to left guard. I mean, I'm shocked they didn't try him as center when Morris went down. So it's like we just moved this guy around. We're playing musical chairs with him. Do you really think he's that bad that you feel like, you know, we're just gonna need to replace this dude, and that's why we're bringing this depth? Or do you really think it's over for him?
No, I don't think. I just think he's just raw in the tooth. He doesn't have enough experience, and because they kind of moved him around. Now, you know, this past year he suffered an injury, so I think, you know, having somebody like Forrest Lamp to compete with, I think it'd be good for him. The thing about it though, Forrest Lamp's not going to play tackle. He's not going to be a swing tackle or he can't even play center. So the fact that Cody Ford can play tackle if in a pinch makes him extremely valuable to the depth and roster of the Buffalo Bills. So I think it's going to, you know, what they say, competition, you know, make you step your game up. Well, he got somebody knocking on the footsteps of taking his job right now. So right now going in,
I looked at it.
It's Cody Ford. I mean, I think right now he's a pencil starter right now, but Forrest Lamp's knocking on his doorstep. I mean, he played all 16 games last year, and that was the first time in his professional career, that he's been healthy all 16 games. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, Lone Wolf wants to know, is Lamp a left guard or a right guard?
I will put him at left guard. Left guard is his position. Okay.
All right. So, and like you said, I mean, to me, the left side, I wasn't thrilled with the left or the right. I don't want to make it sound like I was just happy with the line, but you know, I like what Dion did. And I think personally, and maybe I don't know how to watch film, dog. So maybe me and you need to sit down and you need to teach me how to watch some film. Cause I feel like when Cody was next to Dion, I like the way they look over there on the left side. So I don't know, like we're saying that he hasn't, you know, cause of the musical chairs thing, but I really did. I felt like he played the best that he's played on that left side.
Yeah,
Am I
I
at
mean,
least accurate there?
yeah, he's playing with two really good players next to him, and I think that helps.
Mm.
He's how do I say he's just not consistent enough yet. Like he shows you like, oh yeah, he could be a really good guard, right? But
Mhm.
it's never consistent, and he's got to work on the consistency. Being injured doesn't help you be consistent at all. So there's potential there for sure. I mean, you're not a second round pick just because you're
Right.
big and you can move. I mean, he has some ability. It just when is it going to come out consistently?
Okay, but then to your point, you said he's a second round pick. There's a reason why you're a second round pick. Now, fast forward to today. We're signing Lamp. We got this guy Forrest Lamp. He's a second round pick. I think he was drafted 32 overall. So, you don't get drafted 32 overall if you're not talented. You know what I mean? Like you
Right, right,
have to
right.
have some type of talent to do that. So, the real shout out to the real Chris Jenke. But my man, he says in here that he can swing to center as well. Not sure how good he is at it. But again, he has some versatility. So I think the same thing, man. You're talking about being able to provide value to the team. If you're looking at Lamp, I know he hasn't performed up to what we thought he would be as a prospect, but the
Mhm.
talent is there, man. The talent is
Right.
definitely there. So right now, I know we have the draft coming up. Let's just say right now, this is our team going into the year. Give me the 5 guys across the front that's protecting my boy Jones.
Okay, I'm gonna say Dawkins. I'm gonna go Ford over Lamp right now, just because
Mhm.
second round pick. Then Morse, and then Feliciano and Williams. Those are your 5. But I think Lamp is 1A, 1B, man. I really do
Okay.
think I have that much faith in that signing. Like that was a really good value signing by Brandon Bean. Like really good.
I'm super impressed with I'm just impressed with really everything that Brandon Bean has done with this roster, man. And I know I sound like a fanboy. On the pod this morning I dropped, I said, I'm naming my dog Bean, the next puppy I get. Then I said, before I tweeted at his wife, like, hey, like all this stuff, like, because Brandon Bean to me is just that incredible. Like everything that he's done. I've seen this guy, first of all, get us out of cap space hell. I've seen him completely restructure our roster with
Yeah.
good contracts, and not only good contracts. Now you have guys signing back to the team that's like, nah, I won't take less because we going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
My man Levi Wallace, he said he didn't even want his agent to even pay attention to what other people said because I got to go back this year. We gonna win a championship, dude.
I mean,
Just win.
it's nice. Hey, when was the last time we had that? I don't remember.
My man Anthony wants to know what's in that cup, man.
Hey, so I got some Crown salted caramel with some
Hey,
orange crush in here, dog.
you doing it right tonight. You doing it right tonight. I ain't
Uh,
mad.
yeah, it's holy water. It's holy water, y'all.
Oh boy. Well, I think Joe normally he drinks whiskey too. I don't know what kind of whiskey it is, but he has a different type of whiskey he drinks every time. But yeah. So now, okay, Josh.
Hold on. I got one more point too about Forrest Lamp.
Okay.
So Forrest Lamp also, he's athletic enough. I think he can enhance the screen game. He's agile enough to get to the second level, and that's one of the things that we're terrible at. And I think they want to get better at doing screenplays and so forth. So, reach blocks, pulls. I think they're going back to the zone blocking scheme. So, I think that's another reason why they bring in a guy like Forrest Lamp too.
I mean, it's about time.
Yeah.
Like so when we saw success out of our guy Devin Singletary, it was when we did what? Ran zone. Like, why
Yeah.
are we not trying to do the things that we actually did well? I could understand if it was like, okay, well, Devin's the kind of guy, he's just a very good back and he can fit in any system. I could see it. Unfortunately, that's not the guy we have as our running back right now. Now, that's not a diss on him. It's not a knock. He's just not the guy that's going to come in here and be at every down back in every scheme and every type of. He's just not going to do it.
Right.
So, dude, if you're not going to go back to what he's good at, then I mean, come on, something has to give here.
No, it's true. I think you're right. You're right on. You're spot on that.
My man Andrew Miller here, my man Joe's brother, that Joe always says is his brother. It's not his real brother, but he always says
it's like
Dean isn't all gold. Highest paid D line. I can't even debate you. I didn't even want to finish the sentence because you did the first 3. Highest paid D line, one of the worst production for it. Brought in ex-Panthers, were all cut candidates this year until they restructured. can't draft primary running back. Now, I agree, but I there's room to debate there because I don't think you have to hit on every signing. I don't think that we have to have like a home run every single time we hit. I agree about that D-line, man. That D-line was atrocious to me last year. The argument and the broken heart that I had when we signed the guy from another Panther that he's talking about now, we signed a guy, he's 5.5 sacks. He would have led our team in sacks last year, coming in with 5.5. That's embarrassing to me.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that statement?
I mean, I think you have to use more context with that. I mean, yeah, they were the highest, I mean, they spent a lot of money on that defensive line, but we didn't have anything else. So we had to bring in those kind of guys. And they platoon their defensive linemen. These guys are playing, 40-50% of the snaps. So it's not like they're true defensive ends or true defensive tackles where they're getting the majority or the lion's share of the snaps. I mean, these guys are in a rotation. So I think that maybe inhibits some of their production numbers. But I agree. Like, I'm not a fan of quarterback hurries. Like, if you're not sacking them, or if you're not disrupting the play to cause an interception or whatever, I don't want to hear about your quarterback hurries because it's not doing anything. Like I'm
pressure.
Yeah, I'm all about that action, boss. Like Marshawn says, look, if you ain't hitting my guy,
yep,
you ain't taking him on the ground, then what's the point? So but the problem is with that, you're not gonna go draft a defensive end that that's going to come in and be productive. Like Epinesa he's a project at best, right? And defensive ends don't grow on trees. It's just such a crapshoot. So it's hard. It's really hard. Ed Oliver's playing out of position. Why? Because Starla Tulele opted out. So, man, it's tough, man. And so you have to look at it from that point of view. Like Brandon B did the best he could with what he was given.
Right. And that's the thing too. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my guy Joe. He's on vacation. My man's down in Florida, and he's tuning in to make sure that I take care of his precious baby, the Hump Day Hotline. I'm gonna do it right, Joe. I promise I'm gonna take care of her. We gonna keep this thing going right. My man Joe is down in Florida, man, enjoying that weather. It's not as nice as it is out here in Phoenix, because it's a little more humid out there. But at least he's getting warm weather right now. I'm with you, Joe. So we're talking about all this now with the defensive line. We're talking about, so back to my point about Brandon Beane not being, you're right, he hasn't hit on everything. But when you talk about really what he has done, and you're right, he's done what he could with what he has to do. Dude, do you not remember what the team was before, when a lot of money was spent? Like a whole lot of money was invested in areas that just didn't perform at all.
Yeah.
So for us to have one line and us to consider the weakness, when it's like, if you really want to say, well, what's our hole on our team? What holes do we have? Give me a hole that you think the team has.
The weakest position is running back on the team.
No. I didn't say the weakest position.
I'm just saying.
Give me a hole.
There are no glaring holes. There are none.
And that's my point. When Brandon Beane got here, so to my guy, I forget who it was that made the my man Andrew. So thank you for the comment. To his point, he's right. He hasn't hit on everything. He hasn't been all gold. But the thing is, we don't have holes. So to me, he has. Like before, we had Shady. He was a great running back. We had certain parts on the team that was great.
Yeah.
Then we had plug and play. We needed receivers, man. We needed, when we had Kelvin Benjamin, Andre Holmes, Zay Jones. I can't even remember who else was on the team.
Man.
We needed receivers. We don't have a hole on the team. Do we have areas that we we want to get better? Yeah. You don't have holes. So I'm sorry. And I am a fanboy. I'll give you that. I just love Brandon Beane, man. That dude is awesome.
Oh yeah. Much props.
So well, let's keep it moving a little bit here. The AFC East has made a little bit of a shakeup this week. Our rival with the New Jersey Football Jets down in East Rutherford have traded away their last franchise quarterback that they thought they had. They traded him down to Carolina, one of our favorite places, because maybe he's going to be traded to us at some point now as a backup quarterback, because that is what seems to happen, that everybody that goes down to Carolina. Yeah. So our guy Sam Darnold has gone down to the Carolina Panthers, man. What do you think? Good or bad for both? Good or bad for, how are you looking at this trade?
I think it's a great move for Carolina, honestly. And it's a great move for the Jets. But before I get into the benefit of it for Sam Darnold. Can I just say, like, when you look at Sam Darnold and you look at Zach Wilson, there's not much difference when you really think about it. Like, as a Jets fan, you think, oh yeah, we're getting this upgrade. But the same things that were said about Sam Darnold coming out of college, there's the same things we're saying about Zach Wilson.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So
let me tell you the difference.
But I understand why they did it though.
Okay, well, never mind. I ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna tell you for our listeners. I'm gonna tell you for our listeners. So the difference is it's two things. One, your guy is not Sam Darnold is not his guy. You got a new coach. I'm not connected to you, man. I know that you're talented. I know you was drafted high, whatever. You're not my guy. I can move on. I got the number 2 pick. I can do what I do. Right. So that's one. Two, Sam Darnold is at the point where next year they have to give him that 5th-year option and then extend him. If you can get the same player or similar production from a rookie and you're starting over, so now you got that full rookie contract, you do that 10 times out of 10. You're going to save money. What we're doing with the Buffalo Bills right now, where Josh Allen is growing and he's flourishing, and we're able to go and get the Stephon Diggs and give him an extension. And we're able to extend Trey White, and we're able to extend Poyer and Hyde and all these guys. That's because the Bills did the plan to the T. So the Jets are now trying to do the same thing. So that's why I know Sterling knew that. I just wanted to make sure all the folks in the comments knew that. But what do you think about Sam down in Carolina, man? I like it for Sam. I'm a Sam fan. I know I got to hate on him because I'm a Bills fan. Now he's gone. I'm gonna give him some props. I think the guy is accurate. I think he's a lot more athletic than we want to give him credit for as Bills fans. I'm looking forward to seeing him with a good coach.
Yeah, hey, he's got real weapons. Christian McCaffrey. He's got a good receiver now. I mean, and they got the number 8 overall pick. I mean, Kyle Pitts could be a Carolina Panther. When you think about it,
he's gonna be gone before 8.
We just don't know.
He's gonna be gone.
4 quarterbacks. I mean, we could have 4 quarterback picks in the top 4, right?
Right.
And you just never know how the rest of it's going to play out. All I'm saying is, or if you want to go out, got Jalen Waddle in this offense, I mean, this for Sam Darnold, this is the best opportunity that he's had as a pro, and he's got better coaching. I think he has someone who maybe understands his skill set a little bit more, So it's a slam dunk move, man. Slam dunk move.
My man Joe trying to take shots at me, asking me when I'm gonna get a jersey.
You got everybody else's jersey.
I'm about to put that order in right now, and I want to. Matter of fact, I want the Carolina blue joint so I can get those Carolina blue kicks. Hottest dude on the block used to Willie bicycles. I ain't gonna do whole for him. I ain't gonna do jigger for him.
You got to get the OG ones, them powder blue. Yeah, them J's, baby.
Yeah, I got to do the Jay-Z, the 2 3s, the powder blue. I got to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna get it. But to your point, I like him down there. I like him in Carolina. I think, like you said, he has weapons, and the only thing that to me was holding him back last year was the fact that Teddy was good, but not like really good. I don't think Sam is really good going down there. I don't think that he's the guy that's just going to fix the problems. What I think is Sam was the prospect coming out of college that we thought could develop into the guy. And I think that he's been mismanaged for the last 3 years. And I think he can still be the guy. So that's what he's young. What is he? 23,
23 years old. 23
years old. There's guys coming out of the draft right now that's younger or that's older than him. So there's still time to develop. He has experience in the league, whether you want to say he's a winner or not. So reps are important. Reps in college are important. So when we talk about Josh Allen being inexperienced coming out of Wyoming, it's like he wasn't pro ready because he played in Wyoming and he didn't have pro training. So then you look at like the Alabamas, these guys should be ready. So we thought Tua was going to come into the league ready. He didn't. But there's a difference because those reps matter. Sam Darnold has reps in the league. He has reps in the league, even though it was with a bad coach. Those reps matter, man. Like he has things to draw back on that these guys coming out of college don't. And he's 23. With those reps, he's 23 with the experience. He has a brand new clean slate. He has weapons. He has, like you said, the number 8 pick. They can go and get a top receiver to go along with Christian McCaffrey. And dude, they don't. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's nice. It's real.
They're gonna be my NFC team. They're gonna be my NFC team. That's what's gonna happen.
Are you that high?
That's who I'm picking.
You that high on?
No. I just want to argue with Bills fans. To be honest, I don't think they would. I'm just talking crap. I'm really not high on them. To be honest with you, my AFC team, moving out here was obviously the Cardinals, but after that, Hail Mary jump off, I was just like, you know what, bro? I can't even fool with you. I can't fool with you.
That was
I
a tough
can't.
one. That was a tough one to stomach, man. That
Man,
Hail
imagine
Mary
living
was
here.
BS.
Imagine living in Phoenix.
Oh, and that was their Super Bowl for the year.
Oh, yeah. That's all they talked about. That's it. Oh, but y'all, but we beat you. Yeah, but y'all sitting here while it's January.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, JJ Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, all they get out of here with that. It's like, man, come on, man. Miss me all
Oh, I'm
day.
getting yelled at again now. Whoa. There's only one team. There is only one team. You can I have one team. That's my Buffalo Bills. However, I am a football fan and I am a fan of many players and I do like to watch certain teams. Teams are very, very entertaining. I love football. Who's your NFC team?
I don't have one. Only the Bills, man. That's like cheating on
And
your
you
wife,
fronting
bro.
though.
I'm
How you say
dead ass.
hat? No, hat, because you like your Broncos. Hat.
I don't like the
That's how the kids.
Broncos.
Man, come on.
I can't stand. I hate John Elway, bro. I cannot stand John Elway.
Elway ain't playing.
But his fingerprints are all over that damn franchise, man. I cannot stand that cat.
Hat, man. Hat.
No, son. I just can't do it, man. I can't. I've tried to root for other teams, man. I just can't do it. Just can't.
I want to go back up to an earlier point when I asked you what our weaknesses was or what our weaknesses were. Somebody in the comments said that our weakness would be right now that we don't have the capability. Here we go. Our holes are matching up against New England's too tight and set. And if the Dolphins grab Pitts, they are going to struggle. Okay. Do you feel that that's a weakness of ours?
Even if the Dolphins don't grab Pitts, we still struggle with Gesicki. I mean, we struggle covering tight ends, and it's been that way for quite some time. But I think those things will get addressed in the draft. I think they can finally get that big nickel that McDermott covets. You know, last year they missed out on Jeremy Chin. The Patriots went and got Kyle Duggar a little earlier than everybody expected. So I think McDermott strikes on this one. I think they get the big nickel that they need. Now we don't know. The question is if that's going to be in the linebacker form or in the safety form, because you know we saw in Carolina they went and got your boy Shaq Thompson, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Maybe it's Nazrul Udine or Javon Holland or you know there's other guys that could probably come in and play that big nickel role. So it's going to be interesting to see how they view these prospects and the value that they put on the position. If I would honestly predict, if you ask me, I think that they go for their big nickel in the second round. Because I don't think you're going to be able to wait till the third round to get them.
Can I just tell you how much I absolutely love Andrew Miller?
What do you say?
Because I was going to bring this up after I asked you the question, because they said, you know, we can't cover tight ends. But everybody was so excited to get Matt Milano back because Matt Milano is one of the best covering linebackers in the league. He's like the best cover guy in the league. Either we have it or we don't. Do we have one of the best cover guys or no? Is it a hole and is it a weakness?
Matt Milano can cover tight ends. I think the problem though is scheme. We employ such a vanilla scheme, and we didn't see really any diversity in the scheme until like week 9 or 10. You know, where they're mixing coverages and so forth and blitzes. The problem is this, though, when you don't have a real threat to on the edge to blitz or up the middle, it's going to impact your ability to cover tight ends, your ability to cover wide receivers. So yeah, Matt Milano is a good tight end. I mean, he's a good linebacker to cover tight ends, but you're missing a big nickel. And I think the scheme is a little vanilla at times.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. One of the things that I said, and I got yelled at, but that's okay. I feel that this year I was actually hoping that Coach Frazier got the job in Houston, not for the sake of saying that I just want him gone. I think he's a good defensive coordinator. I think he's absolutely a great leader. I think all the men in the locker room look up to him and they respect him tremendously. I just think that every once in a while you need a fresh perspective. And I think because of the way they call the defense, it's going to be the Achilles heel that annoys all of the Bills fans who really attentively watch the games, because we all hate the fact that we give up everything between the 80 or between the 20s. You know what I mean? We hate that. We hate the fact that, we're talking about, we got a good covered linebacker, but we bend but don't break. So even if the linebacker's doing well, Levi Wallace is going to give up a 3rd and 3 for 14 yards on the outside.
Yeah.
We just have to do something a little different. Do I think they can get it right? Yeah, because I think Coach McDermott is a great defensive mind, and I also think Frazier's been in the league long enough to say, okay, last year something wasn't right. We can fix this. What are your thoughts about Frazier? I mean, again, I think he's a phenomenal coach. Would you like to kind of get a new fresh face in there, or do you think, running it back one more season is the right thing to do with him?
Yeah, no, I think running back is the right thing to do. I just think you have to be more aggressive in your approach. And I think personnel matters. So when you don't have, like I said, if you don't have Addison and Hughes, got to step up on the outside. We don't have a real threat to disrupt the quarterback. Hurry, like I said, hurries don't matter to me. Can you get to him and take him down? Ed Oliver playing in his position that he needs to be is going to help. That's going to free up Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano to kind of do their thing. And if they really do get someone that is a big nickel, a true big nickel, I think you're going to see a big improvement in covering these tight ends. You're going to see it.
Would you rather have, because everybody, first of all, I can click on, boom, 1, we got, 2, we asking about them here. So everybody is basically telling you who they want us to draft. Like everybody telling you what to do. So go ahead and answer this question. Like, what do you think? Does nickel help? Do you think we need help to cover, maybe let Edmonds be latent pressure or running back? What do you think the Bills should and will do?
Oh, that's a good question, man. So I think you were not gonna get Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I think you can kiss that goodbye. I really don't think he's gonna make it past 17. He's out. So he ain't coming to Buffalo, y'all. Just saying. Okay.
That's why I clicked. Like I just clicked like 4 of them. Like, here we go.
Yeah. So if you ask me, and we were talking about this last night, I was saying the Bills at 30 are probably going to get Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss. It's probably going to happen. And I think in round 2, you're either going to see them get Melifonwu from Syracuse, or you're going to see now. I know a lot of people are mocking Hamza Nasruddin in the 3rd round. But I really do think that Brandon Beane is going to get their big nickel guy in the 2nd round. That's just what my heart of heart says. But Tremaine Edmonds got to step up in terms of pass coverage. I like this. I would love to see him be more aggressive at the point of attack. And then Matt Milano, he's good at covering linebackers. It's just they both need to work on their consistency. You know what I'm saying? And the scheme doesn't help. Like I said, they're bend don't break. So it's do your 1/11th. They really don't have somebody that's just going to lock on a tight end. And let's be honest, the tight ends nowadays are like wide receivers, right? And these guys are coming out. And what New England has is that's going to remind me of Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez, how hard they were to guard. Now you got Cam Newton playing quarterback, so we'll see how that all plays out. But yeah, I think the Bills do need some answers. I mean, you got Gesicki.
Well, and that's the thing for me and that's why I keep saying, I'm a Cam guy. Like, Cam is my dude. I keep saying every guest show that I'm on, everything that I'm doing, I'm saying, like, look, as much as I love Cam, I don't care what the New England Patriots did. I don't care how much money they spent on offense. I don't care what they did on defense. I don't care who's opting back in. If Cam Newton is throwing the football the same way he did last year, it doesn't matter. Like, you could sign Randy Moss and guess what? He gonna have 2 touchdowns. It don't matter because Cam is gonna run it for a touchdown. He ain't throwing it, so it don't matter. I need to see Cam do some stuff this year. He has to prove something to me.
He's got to.
And he's my guy. I have his back. I got his jerseys. I be rooting for. I be arguing with all these Bills fans because he's a Patriots guy now. Cam, you got to show me something, dog. Like, ain't no way you gonna have me out here looking foolish again because you just, like, you got to show me something. So, So to the earlier point, yeah, I'm not scared of the 2 tight end set with New England. Maybe Miami, but even then, I'm not worried about 2 at this point. I'm just not scared yet. Can he develop to scare me? Yeah. Right now, I'm not scared.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. So now going back to kind of what you're talking about with Oliver playing out of position. So now when we get him back in position, just in general though, because I do tend to think that Starr coming back is going to have more of an effect on that defensive line than, and I know sometimes it's overstated. Like, oh, we really missed Starr. We didn't miss him. Like, he's just going to come in there and, like, he's not Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't miss him like that. But we missed him because I do feel like a lot of times the double teams that he used to eat up, it will free up,
for sure,
whoever, Star or not Star, it will free up Ed Oliver. It will free up Jerry a little bit more, because Jerry is still dynamic. I just don't think he's Jerry of 3 years ago. I don't think he's Jerry 5 years ago. But I still think he can get to the quarterback. How do you feel about the way the line looks now, factoring in the fact that Star is back? Like, how much of a difference is Star going to be? Because that also plays into the linebackers. What we're talking about with covering, it plays into all of that.
Yeah. Can we be honest and say when Star was in the game, I mean, our run defense wasn't any better. I mean, statistically, it was pretty much the same. So I think having a true one tech in there is going to eat, he's going to occupy a couple guys, but at the same time, I mean, how much of a drop off did Tremaine Edmonds have last year without Star? I would love for the Bills to go get, guy at LSU, Tyler Shelvin. I would love for them to go get a real one tech with some juice to him. You know what I'm saying? So, will Star help? Yeah, he's going to help because he's something that they don't have. They don't have a big body space eater, right? And now you free up Ed Oliver to be what Marcel Darius was, back when they had the cold front, right? And a penetrating defensive tackle. That's what Ed Oliver, that's what he's good at. So I do appreciate the fact that Ed Oliver played out of position, and by all accounts, he did pretty well. I also think that this is probably going to be a breakout year for Ed Oliver, just because that he has that solid foundation in Star. Now, Star is the average starting one tech, nose tack, defensive tackle. He's average. Okay. And I think everybody needs to understand that he's nothing more than that. He is an average to good tackle. That's about it.
I do want to, like, because I feel like this is going to go along with what you're talking about, so I don't want to deviate from this. Lone Wolf says 2 years ago, Star was losing snaps to Phillips. Let's not forget. I don't think that that's completely accurate. I think they were trying to integrate Phillips in because he was young, and I believe that was his rookie year, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they were trying to get him the reps and get him. I don't think he was necessarily taking snaps from Star. I do think the way everything played out before COVID, the expectation was that there may have been a time where they were going to think about cutting Star.
Right.
So I think they were looking to develop Phillips the same way last year they were going to do Davis before Brown got hurt. I don't think Brown was going to, or I don't think Davis was going to take snaps from John Brown, but I do think they were going to find a way to make sure Davis got in the game so we could see what they really had in him. Would you say that that's accurate, or do you feel like Star was losing snaps to Jordan?
I think it's probably both. When they picked up Star, they had nothing as far as defensive tackle.
Yeah, we had nothing.
They had to kind of overpay Star to get him to come, right? And so you move forward, and then Harrison Phillips was a 3rd round pick. So, I mean, you want picks, round 1,
that's
2, and 3.
That's the Jordan a moment ago.
No, but I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you ideally you want those first 3 picks, you want those to be starters. So. He just he's a 3rd round pick and he's not trash, but we need to see, how is he developed? Can he develop? What's his ceiling? What's his floor? So I think it's more of an evaluation kind of thing. Before he got injured with the ACL, he was our best defensive lineman in those few games that he played, right? Yeah. So you hang your hat on that and be like, okay, well, yeah, like I can see why they would want to put Harrison Phillips in over Star, and then the fact that they platoon their defensive line, like they're subbing these guys in and out left and right. So it's really hard to get a gauge on what Brandon Beane and those guys are thinking in terms of, the development moving forward. But there's a reason Carolina got rid of Star. There's a reason why they got rid of Vernon Butler. I mean, they're average players, and they should, that's all they are. They should be considered nothing more than that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to your expertise now, because this is what everybody, and I've been trying to stay away really from the draft. Like, I've been trying to talk about like what we got, free agency, the stuff that's been happening, people we signing. But everybody, it seems like, and I get it, we're ramping up there. We got 3 weeks to the draft now, 4 weeks to the draft. So we're ramping up. Everybody is ready.
Oh, yeah.
So best player available, dog. Who gonna be there at 30?
See, that's tough, man. That's tough. every day, man, it changes. Does it not change for you? Does it not
For
change
me,
for you?
no, because I'm not a draft guy, and I will admit, no, like I really don't pay attention to the draft stuff.
Okay. Do you do mock drafts though?
No, like I'll watch I'll literally. So I made me a list on Twitter. I got you, I got Greg, I got Bruce, I got Joe Marino. It's like 9 guys on there specifically for draft. So I'll look at y'all stuff and I see all the names, and then I'll go and watch some YouTube clips. And every once in a while, Bruce, Joe, and we have a chat, and I'll like ask Bruce, like, hey, what's your top whatever guys? And Bruce will give me his list, and I'll go and look at those guys. So I'll look, but I'm not like you at all.
So you're asking me, who do I think the Bills are going to take at 30?
Yeah.
Today, if I had to pick today, I really do think the Bills go wide receiver at 30. And I think they go Elijah Moore.
Dude, I keep hearing wide receiver at 30. And I'm telling you, before I talked to Bruce Sunday on the Chop Up / Overreaction show, wide receiver was not in my mind at all.
I'll tell you why they could go wide receiver, though. It's because you got Cole Beasley, right? He's getting older. He's long in the tooth in terms of being a wide receiver. Gabe Davis is not a true number 2 wide receiver yet. I think it's going to take some time for him. This is be a big year for them to determine what he's going to turn into. Mm-hmm. And then you get Sanders on a 1-year deal. 1 year, we saw him sign for 1 year, $6 million, whatever. So the thing that our offensive coordinator, Brian Dable, loves the most are guys who are supreme route runners and it can generate separation. So there's 2 guys that will be there at 30 that fit the bill. Elijah Moore and Kadarius Toney. I think it comes down to those 2. Look at what they've done on the offensive line. They got Forrest Lamp today. Forrest Lamp could be a potential starter, right? So I don't think if they go offensive line, which I don't think he'll be there, but a guy like Tevin Jenkins, if he's there, I think the Bills run the card up, right? So if you ask me today, I think it's between the position of wide receiver Elijah Moore, and I would have to say defensive end. And I think you would have to take a shot in the dark at defensive end because I don't think any of the ends, and Rondale Moore is probably a 3rd-round pick. I don't think any of the defensive ends really give you that guaranteed kind of feel. Most of these guys they're developmental projects, and that wouldn't be a bad thing considering you could really, and people get mad because I say shit like this, but you could get rid of Hughes. Maybe not this year, but after next year, you can save money on the cap, and we are going to have to get conditioned that we're going to have to lose good players because we're going to have to sign Josh Allen to a mega deal. So you do need somebody in the wings to be, kind of groomed. So kind of like Epinesa last year. I think those are the 2 positions that I do see the Bills kind of exploring. And I'm a running back guy. I do want Travis Etienne to be a Buffalo Bill. Probably not going to happen. So I think wide receiver, defensive end, cornerback, running back in that order. If you're talking about a power ranking for the first round, those are the positions I look at.
So, obviously when you jumped on the what was the Dakota Conduct, whatever show you were on, we always on some show. When you were on there, obviously I gave like a emotional plea for it to be running back. I'm like, just go and get the damn playmaker. Just do it. Realistically, I feel like it should be cornerback. Now, from the guys that I have looked at, at first I wanted Asante Samuel Jr. Very much so.
Okay.
The thing is, I still would be okay with Asante Samuel Jr., but the thing is, I want a guy to go opposite Trey. I would like to upgrade Teron Johnson as well, but I want a guy opposite Trey. Okay. And I don't think Asante Samuel is that guy to be opposite Trey. Am I incorrect in my analysis of that? Because like I said, I'm not a film college dude. I can't do college. I'm just being honest. I can't do it.
So I would say Asante Samuel is probably going to come in, 3rd round. I mean, this is a 5'10", 185 pound cornerback.
Now check this. Not to cut you off. Sunday, Bruce said that he has 7 cornerbacks with first round grades. Asante Samuel is one of them. And now 3 days later, you telling me he going 3rd round.
I think he's
front door.
Look, I don't care. Bruce is my guy. I don't care a damn what Bruce said. I think
you see me trying to start stuff too. I'm like, wait a minute now. Bruce said.
I know, no, and hey, I vibe with Bruce very. I mean, Bruce, we all homies and stuff, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I really do think that he's. I mean, you take the name off. I mean, I think he's a great corner. Don't get me wrong. I think he played well. He's undersized. He's great in man coverage. I think he has good instincts, loose hips. I just think he's maybe a borderline late second, early third round pick. To be honest, I see guys like Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley is a guy that probably we should get acquainted with, just because he's falling on draft boards just because of his injury history. We know Patrick Surtain is probably going to be the top corner taken off the board, and I think you have to look at J.C. Horn and Greg Newsome, and then maybe Eric Stokes later. So I think Ifitu Melifanu will maybe drafted before Asante Samuel Jr. is. That's just my opinion looking at it right now. I mean, it could change. These teams may have they got their own value charts and who they like better. But those, from what I've seen, that's what I would say.
Okay. And my man Chris Janke, he has another comment for you, because you mentioned wide receiver. Like I said, it was a shocking for me. Look, we are deep at receiver, man. We still got Hodgins, like, who was on injured reserve last year, who some thought was a better prospect than Gabriel Davis. So we got another guy that we really ain't even got a chance to see. We got the dude, was it Kumaro, with the golden locks of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, we deep in the receiver room. So I mean, like, you really think, even though like we still got a couple guys, you think that's an area that we can go?
So look at it this way. So how many do you ever have enough DN3 guys in the NBA?
No.
Nah. You'll never have enough wide receivers either. This offense, their blueprint is wide receivers, separation, route running. They will even when the Steelers had Antonio Brown, I mean, they've always drafted a receiver every year, no matter where it was at. They always kept the cupboard stacked. They were just good,
round, though?
Not necessarily in the first round, but they were so good at scouting, evaluating wide receiver talent, they didn't have to take him in the first round. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Sanders was one of those guys. I mean, you can look at the list, and they're stacked with.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now while you're talking. I was pulling it up.
I mean, if you look at the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers and their drafting wide receivers in mid to late rounds and so forth, they've been knocking out of the park, because that was their go-to, right?
Well, I mean, obviously last year with Chase Claypool, we can just stop there.
You don't even have to go. But James Washington is dope. I mean, they got guys that could come in and just they do what they need to do, and they're good. Yeah. They're good wide receivers, so they've always been that way. So I think the Bills are going to kind of go in that mold. They're going to be taking wide receivers regularly. And I think Elijah Moore.
You the question, bro. Everybody's asking who we cutting, man, because they're right. You got Sanders, Beasley, McKenzie. We got obviously Diggs ain't getting cut, but we got boys, man. Like who we cutting?
Man, we ain't. If you ain't got it, you got to go. I'm just saying.
That's the thing. We got it.
Yeah, but if you take Elijah Moore, I mean, bye Isaiah. Like, I love you and you're great, you're cool, but like, I'm okay. Like, I'm just saying, a guy like that he's better than, I think he's probably better than Gabe Davis right now. I think he has more value to the Bills offense than Gabe Davis right now. He's an elite. If the Bills were to draft Elijah Moore, he is better than Gabe Davis is right now.
Okay.
When you watch the film, this guy, he is an elite route runner. He is elite route runner. Separation. Go. I would employ any of you guys. Go back and watch.
Send me the stuff you want to see.
He's cooking everybody. Hey, they say, "Mama, there goes that man." He's cooking everybody. Everybody. Draws, ankles broken, draws on the ground. See you later. I mean, it's magical. So I would take that. I would rather have too many good wide receivers than not enough wide receivers.
I mean, you're absolutely right there. I'd rather have too many of anything good. But the thing is, we only have 53 for the roster and 46 for the game day. So when we're saying like, yeah, you can never have too many, technically you can, because you only have a certain amount for your roster that you're going to keep. So the thing, and that's what I'm saying, like, it's like, but my man Eric here says, Hodgins will have to become a special teamer to make the roster. You agree with that? Because like the way you're talking, if we're going to draft a guy, I feel like it's either got to be Hodgins, maybe McKenzie. I don't see them letting Davis before McKenzie go. You get what I'm saying? Davis, like I don't see it. Davis is here.
They see a future with Gabe Davis. He had a great first year, but again, when he had to go up against number 2 corners or number 1 corners, he struggled. And that's okay because you're a rookie. He was he benefited from, we play 4 and 5 wide receiver sets, and a lot of the attention went to Bees and Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs, right? Mm-hmm. So he was a recipient of if he's taking somebody's 3rd or 4th corner, he's gonna win. Typically gonna win, and he did, and he showed that, right?
He did.
So I think we have to. What he was able to accomplish was great. Isaiah McKenzie had 7 touchdowns last year, but he got better in terms of his route running and separation ability as the season went on. But he's more of a project wide receiver. Seeing that the Bills didn't find it important enough to sign him to a long-term deal, he's on a chump change deal. Well, I mean I would take his money in a second.
Let me get that chump change deal.
But you know what I mean, though, right? You know what I mean. So as much as we love Isaiah McKenzie, I mean, I think there are guys that you could draft right now that could take a spot.
I'm gonna keep it buck. I love Zeke. I love Isaiah McKenzie. Like I love Isaiah McKenzie. I'm gonna take this one to the grave, dog. This season, I still would have much rather had Andre Roberts. Like if I had to choose, I didn't want to choose either one. But you remember a couple months back or a couple weeks back, I said I thought we were gonna lose both.
Yeah,
I did. I thought we was gonna lose Roberts, Zeke, or Isaiah McKenzie, and John Brown, and we got to keep McKenzie.
Yeah. I didn't think they were gonna sign. I thought we were gonna lose both too. I was with you on that. So, I mean, it's why do they keep bringing in returners? Like Brandon Beane. Does McKenzie have an extended role that they talked about? Or they just bringing in competition. So
if it's competition, to me, I understand you need competition for the sake of making people better. I get that.
Right.
To me, at this point, it's Isaiah McKenzie's job. And if he doesn't have it, what is that really saying about how the team, like he's been here. When we were both on Buffalo Fanatics, I remember yelling and banging the table saying like, yo, he's developing behind Andre Roberts. You don't cut. You remember like everybody back then, a year ago, nobody wanted McKenzie on a team. And I'm like, you don't cut McKenzie. McKenzie's the guy that does this. So now I'm saying, okay, this is his time. Roberts is gone. If the job isn't his, what does that say, man? Like he's been developing for this job for 4 years.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Duke Williams thing. Like, Duke Williams is never going to crack the 53.
Yeah, I feel bad for Duke.
It's a wrap.
They just need to let him go, man. Just let him go try somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like let him go play for a team that doesn't have the same type of talent. The Buffalo Bills are a deep roster. Yeah. Let him go to a team that doesn't have that type of roster. Go. When we signed him and we had Andre Holmes, like I alluded to earlier, and we had Kelvin Benjamin and all them. Yeah, you're gonna get time because it's Kelvin Benjamin. Like who? I can get time over Kelvin Benjamin. Like, it's Kelvin Benjamin. I'm sorry. I got to say his name as disrespectful.
Say it again.
It's freaking Kelvin Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Kelvin Benjamin. This is who it is. You know what I mean? So at this point, let him go, man. Let Duke go, man. Let him go.
Hey, do you also remember what I said about John Brown not being a Buffalo Bill?
Yeah.
And I
remember how everybody got you. Everybody was like, "No, not John." It was like,
"Where is he at now? Where is he at now?
Look at that contract."
Yeah, here. I'm just saying.
But so I guess some people are McKenzie handling punts and Breida doing kick returns. Now that's another piece of it that we're not talking about. Breida's here. I think he could do both kick and punt.
Yeah, he can.
Well, what I'm saying, I'm not saying he's doing it at the level of Andre Roberts, but I'm saying I think we have an option for that. So even still, McKenzie is still expendable. And the contract is not one of those contracts where it's like, okay, by the time the season rolls around, it's going to hurt us if we have to let him go. That contract will not, Brandon Beane will make that cut with zero hesitation because of it's no dead cap. It's nothing.
Right. You can't be married to your own ideas, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, Brandon
Benjamin, man.
Hey, that's why Brandon Beane's playing chess, man. We're out here playing checkers.
Yeah, no, for sure. So look, we got 10 minutes left. We still got a few of y'all hanging with us, riding this out. So let's get a couple questions from y'all straight up. It don't have to be about the draft. It don't have to be about the Bills. The only thing we're asking that it not be about was the topic that kind of stormed our airwaves and our Twitter timeline and Facebook today. I do not want to talk about Josh Allen's comments on the podcast, but anything else that you guys want to talk about, we got 10 minutes to chop it up. Let's get it. Let's see.
Has it already been almost an hour? I mean, I feel like I just got in here, bro.
It's been 51 minutes, actually. It's been over. They got less than 10 minutes.
See, that's what happens when we get on the air, man. It's just, time flies, bro.
And we was actually, I feel like we were reserved tonight. We calmed it down tonight.
It's true. That's true.
Somebody said, and I think Chris asked this earlier and I missed it. He said, do you guys realize that Darnold being traded, now Josh is the longest tenured quarterback in the AFC East? That's insane. That's crazy. To go from last year or before last season, we had a guy who was here for 17, 18 years. And now you got a guy, Josh is the longest tenured quarterback with 4.
Yeah, it's nice.
Wild,
and he's the best. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, not the division, the league. Let me get this from you, Sterling. What's your way too early prediction before the draft for our record? We got 17 games this year.
13-4.
13-4?
Yep.
I'm going to go 13-4 with you. I'm going to go there because I honestly, looking at that schedule, looking at our team, looking how we improved. I know some fans look at it as if we didn't improve. I think we improved. If when you stay the same and you improve one area, you got better. And we stayed the same and we improved one of our wide receivers and our depth on our defensive line. We got better. So I mean our offensive line. I'm sorry, not defensive line. So I mean we got better. So to me, I feel confident after the draft that we're going to get a couple guys that are also playmakers that can do some things for us. Man, I'm ready for this, man. 13-4. Let's do this.
Oh,
what you say, Rich? My man Rich say 14-3, easier schedule this year.
I mean, that's only a 1-game difference, but you got to look, everybody's going to be coming for the Bills now. They are no longer surprise team like you. They are on the map. They're going to get 5 primetime games at least, and people are going to be gunning for you, and people are going to be coming for Josh Allen.
That's their calendar. We're circled on every team.
Yeah. Yeah,
everything we're circled because even if it's not a primetime game, they know now the Buffalo Bills are a team that people are going to go watch.
Yep.
So even if it's not primetime, so for instance, when the Bills weren't on, like a couple years back, when the Bills weren't on after the Bills game went off, if the Chiefs were on, even if it wasn't the nationally televised game, I'm looking for the Chiefs game because I like how dynamic the offense was. When the Cowboys had Dak as the number 1 offense and the Bills weren't on, I'm watching the Cowboys offense because I like how it looked the Bills are that team now.
Yep.
They're that team. So now, listen, I don't care who you are. People are going to watch you because you're playing the Bills. So you're right. It's to me, I call it the Laker mentality because I've been a Lakers fan my whole life. People come for you every night. You got LeBron James on your team. You got Kobe Bryant on your team. People are bringing you your best.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to it, man. Let me ask you this: we sweeping our division again?
No. Not 2 years in a row. I think you're gonna. I think the Dolphins can beat the Bills on any day, just because it's a rivalry game. It's familiarity. I think you could lose one of those, and I think New England can get us one time too. So I think
we lose New England.
I think 4-2 at worst. At worst, 4-2.
Well, my prediction is going to be 4-2. I think we lose 1 to New England, 1 to Miami.
Yeah.
I don't think it's home. I think we win our home games. I think we do well home this time. I know I think we actually lost. Obviously, we lost 3 total. So I think we did better on the road than we did at home last year because of, But I think this year we're gonna defend our turf. We're gonna have some fans in Orchard Park at whatever the stadium is called now. I'm calling it Rich Stadium, whatever. Let's see. We got my man Daniel said we're gonna sweep. We're gonna sweep.
Yeah, I mean it's possible.
You think Bing's gonna make a splash trade during the draft?
Nah, I just don't see it happening. I mean, there is not a prospect outside of Kyle Pitts that is a have to have. I'm gonna give up assets to go get.
You unless see this trade coming back up.
I think they stay at 30. I think they take the best player available at 30. Honestly, I mean, because when you, I guess value wise, when you look at prospects, maybe 15, in that second round range. I mean,
well, no, not even that. Like I'm saying, so stay put at 30s. Keep your pick. I'm saying, do you think the Zach Ertz trade comes back up in conversation now?
It has now, to. Yeah, for sure.
Like
I don't think they're going to get a third, fourth, or fifth round. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see that happening. Like we could still have Zach Ertz on this team. Absolutely upgrade our tight end position and still have Knox, who I still think can be the guy. I just think I think maturity for him. I think for Knox it's 100% maturity. The catches that he makes them because it's instinct. Like those difficult catches, that's who he is as a player. What happens is when he's wide open, he thinks too much.
Yeah.
And he's nervous. You know what I mean? And I hate to give that as an excuse. It's not an excuse. You're an NFL pimp. You better do this. But the thing is, I think it comes with maturity. I think once he gets those nerves out and it's like, okay, you know what? No, I'm here. And I'm that dude. I can do this. The team is believing in me and I'm not in danger of losing my position. I think that's what it is, man. So I think Knox with an addition like Ertz or something like that in the draft, I do think I would love to see it happen.
Why are so people so high on Jason Oweh? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
I think you could fall in love with the measurables and the athletic profile. But
I was having this debate. Go ahead, because I'm going to follow up.
I just don't. I mean, you could put any defensive end in this class in the same breath of this. I mean, we're seeing these defensive ends test athletically through the roof, right? Now, we know numbers can be skewed a little bit just because these are pro days and not at the combine where everything is regulated. But as far as defensive end goes, I just don't see that much separation in all these guys. And I don't see a can't miss talent. Now, you have your Yannick Ngakwe's and your Elvis Dumervilles and so forth that you can look at as a history and be like, okay, yeah, well, there's guys that could be taken mid to late rounds that are turning to be defensive ends that are pretty good. But this year, I'm just not great that you could run a 4-3, right? But can you? I mean, do you have enough in your toolbox to dislodge an offensive tackle? I mean, do you have counter moves? I mean, so it would be nice to have a defensive end with some juice. Don't get me wrong, but the Bills don't draft defensive ends with juice. Their prototype is big, strong guys that win at the point of attack.
We need juice, man.
It'd be nice, but I think you can get a defensive end. I think Oweh goes to the second round. I don't think he gets drafted round 1. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of y'all for kicking it with us, for hanging around and sticking it out with us. Man, Sterling, you already know how this goes for me, man. Like every single time we get together, it's like a family reunion. So I appreciate you rocking with me. Why don't you take this time, let everybody know where they can find you and your content and what you guys got going on over there at Cover One.
Yeah, man. So you can find me at Furrrowh Sterling on Twitter. I'm rocking with the Cover One Network, man. We got stuff coming out all the time. Check out Eric Turner's video on the running backs. If you are anti-running back first round, you might want to check this out. You might like Devin Singletary and Zach Moss a little more. But that's where you can find me at Cover One Network, man. We're giving it to you guys every day. And our draft coverage is second to none.
Phenomenal.
We really do put in a lot of work when it comes to watching film and evaluating these prospects. So
yeah, no, that I can honest to God say that, and it's not because Strohs is on the show tonight. Like I can say, like with confidence, if you're looking for film breakdown, if you're looking for draft analysis, if you're looking for just good, thorough, in-depth stuff, Cover One has you guys covered because that's what they do. Those guys do it. To be honest with you, and I think I told Eric this a while back. So initially, like before Joe and I even met, I wanted to do a podcast like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. and Eric was like the first dude that I was like, yo, this dude's he's nice with it. And you know, and like so he planted that seed in me years ago. So I mean, Cover One has been doing this for a long time. This ain't nothing new that they got going on. I know they Twitter handle got suspended over whatever it was, but
over a
yo,
song.
they've been over a song that was old, like long time ago too, right?
Yeah,
like,
2017,
yeah,
I believe. Yeah,
it's crazy. So, but these boys been doing it a long time. So if y'all looking for something really good, quality, go over, check those boys out, give them all a follow. Him, Greg, my man Aaron and Eric and everybody, just everybody. I don't want to miss everybody, and I always do that. When I start naming names, I miss somebody, so I'm gonna stop. My man Sterling, thank you so much, man. I love you as always, brother.
oh yeah, dog. Much love.
Y'all know how I do.
Hey, you know,
What up?
you the GOAT to me, man. Hey, I'm trying to catch up to you, bro. So
Nah, dog.
the love is mutual, bro. And thank you for having me on, man. I feel blessed to be here tonight.
I appreciate the compliment, but the GOAT is actually missing tonight. Let me send a shout out to my man Joe Miller with the voice that only, you know what I mean? Like I envy this voice week by week. Shout out to my man Joe Miller, man. I love you. I hope you're having a good time on your vacation. Shout out to the rest of Bills Mafia, everybody kicking it with us. And y'all know how I do. It's your boy Jay Spence the King. You can find me on Twitter at Jay Spence the King. Code of Conduct came out today, so go listen to it if you haven't found it on that Buffalo Rumblings podcast network. Normally it comes out Tuesdays because I do it live on Mondays. Holla at me. Y'all have a good week. Stay positive, test negative, and as always, go Bills.